I'm thrilled to see that HR 7010, the Paycheck Protection Program Flexibility Act of 2020, passed so quickly. First in the House in a matter of days, unanimously, then the Senate a week later, not even a week later, again unanimously, passed on to the President, who signed it the next afternoon. So as of June 5th, 2020, we've got yet another piece of legislation. This one is actually really favorable, again, for the small businesses who have been really making their voice heard about the issues with reopening, rehiring, and so many other concerns. So what this law enables the small business owner to do is either use this law or the prior law, the Paycheck Protection Program or the Paycheck Protection Program Flexibility Act, either one of those, making the election. And so what is the difference from one to the other? The first program or act allowed for an 8-week review. Once you got the funding, you started using it, 8 weeks. This one goes from 8 weeks to 24 weeks. So you have more time to spend down that money, more time to hire back people, more time to bring your headcount, your full-time equivalent, FTE, equivalent head count, up to where it was as of February 2020, and more time to bring people's wages back up to where they were again in February. And so there's a lot more flexibility, a lot more options, more time. There is also an additional time for the loan term. Initially it was 2 years, now it is 5 years, same low interest rate of 1%. So for those of you who can't meet the guidelines of where and how to spend the money, you can actually keep this as a loan. The difference is also in how you spend the money, the ratio of payroll costs to other approved, specified approved expenses. And we've gone into those specifics previously. So with the first bill, you had to spend 75% on payroll, 25% on approved other costs. That if you didn't reach your full-time equivalents, if you didn't reach the spending, if you didn't reach the hourly rate, if you had a difference in your ratio, 75-25, and if that wasn't met, you could get partial forgiveness based upon calculations, reviews, and support. With this new bill, now there is a 60-40 split, 60% on approved payroll costs and 40% on approved other. No difference again in the types of expenditures that were allowed with the first bill and the second bill, but in this case, you actually can spend a little bit more on those other costs. What's the hitch? Because there's always a hitch. What's the hitch? The hitch is that with the new bill, there is a cliff. You don't meet that 60% of payroll, you fall off the cliff. No forgiveness at all. So there is no ratio, there is no reduction, there is no partial forgiveness. It's either all or nothing. Now you say, well, this gives me more time. Yes, but there are certain rules, guidelines. Again, we're asking for more guidance. There are ways to calculate and see which method is better for you and your business. There's an application and plenty of pages of instructions if you want to do it yourself. For those of you who have already reached out to us, we have been working on your forgiveness applications. This just puts a new option in place. For those of you who haven't reached out to us, we will be contacting you, and you can make your own decision about whether you want us to help you with this piece. I wish everybody health and safety and the best of luck.